What's going on, gamers? Oh man, we got another flop here, don't we? Now, guys, the funny thing is, we knew this was going to happen. Not only did the Steam machine take a nosedive, big time, and flop, the Steam Deck has completely crashed into the ground. Wait till you see these numbers now. Now, Valve actually had the balls to raise the 1 TB OLED to $949, where the 5 GB was pretty much $800 plus with tax, as we know that. And the thing is, it's not working out. But once again, if somebody is buying this, they're making that much extra profit, and that's all they want at this point. Because at least this sold, what, 5 million in like 5 years or something? Almost 6, which is absolutely abysmal failure. Switch 2 did that in like its first month, damn near. You know, it's like, yeah, we know why this exists, because of the Switch 1 success, which sold and is almost pretty much at 156 million sold lifetime. Absolutely astronomical sales. So let's get into this. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Become a member for $3. I appreciate that. Let me know what you guys think about this. Steam Deck sales have dropped sharply after Valve's OLED price hikes, but the 82% figure is an estimate, not official sales data. Same thing we got from the Steam machine. It's pretty accurate, honestly. 512 GB OLED rose from $549 to almost $800 as we see that. And the 1 TB went from $649 to $949, $300 price increase. Remember that? Boiling Steam models currently sells at roughly 1,400 to 3,000 units per week. That's absolutely god awful. So garbage sells, but if Valve was making an extra $200 off of that, I guess they're going to take the profit, or maybe 200 or whatever they're making, right? And they'll take whatever they can get. Earlier estimates 11,000 to 18,000 units instead. It dropped down from that all the way to 1,400 to 3,000 units per week. What a huge drop off. The original earlier estimates were selling Steam machine numbers right now, which are like 15,000 or 12 to 15,000 per week, which is garbage. Definitely for something that's new. And Valve even admitted that it's not going to have exclusives because they realize that they don't have the install base. Why would they do that? No, instead it's just going to be across the Valve ecosystem. Now, an exclusive in the Valve world would be only in the Valve world, sure. But I believe that they would have launched Half-Life 3, they would have got a little bit more oomph for that launch, because it's still going to be exclusive in the Valve world. So, and put it into Steam machine bundles, which I believe they should do, and have Half-Life 3 probably done next year or something like that, and wait for the market to kind of go down, and then drop the price and put in the bundles. Then maybe you could start selling more Steam machines and they'll get some type of life force. But as far as the deck is concerned, this thing is so old. Like, how is this $949 and the Switch 2 is $449? And Nintendo's only jacking the price up by $50. This is how you know that Valve is full of it. And I'm calling it out. And any Steam fanboy that wants to defend this, to me, is absolutely asleep. You just do not have that much intelligence to me. You mean to tell me Valve is getting hit harder than Nintendo, or everybody's getting hit? How is Nintendo only charging $50 more, and they said you do have all the way till September? Think about it. $50 price increase. They went up by $300, and this is way weaker than the Switch 2. And it has no exclusives. And it can't be docked to be more powerful. You tell me. See? AGN is making sense, isn't he? Once again, covering multiple topics on this channel, as I've always said, right? You see we're doing this right here. So it says, based on Steam revenue rankings and assured average selling prices, Valve does not publish weekly unit sales. I don't know why they hide them, because they're not good. You hide your numbers to me, just like Microsoft hides their numbers when your numbers are not good. But you keep up the weekly or the daily average 24-hour player counts for everybody else, right? Because mostly their games still do well, like Counter-Strike and all that. But I think when it comes to hardware, Valve should be more honest about it. Just let people know. That's why we have to have Boiling Steam do it. And it's pretty accurate. It's not the 100% number, but it's in that estimate field that's actually pretty damn accurate. So we kind of get that idea here. So yeah, Steam Deck is dead. Remember, they canceled the non-OLED models too. If I was Valve, I wouldn't, like, I don't know why, if you had such a good track record of making people look at you as a friendly company, you would want to take two huge anti-consumer decisions. Like, for example, putting that at $949, more expensive than a PS5 Pro, and twice the money of a Switch 2. It's freaking insane. And put the Steam machine as the most expensive best hardware of all time from a gaming sense. We're not talking about PC. No, it has like a PC hybrid aspect to it, meaning that it comes like a console because it's boxed like one. You can't go change out the CPU and GPU and all that. It's made like a console. That's what I was trying to tell Steam fanboys when they got butthurt on that Steam video I made that said the Steam machine is dead and the Steam machine flopped. It did. It's not that hard to figure that out because you're launching like a console. I didn't say you are a console, but you're launching with a console-like model. Stop playing games with a controller to appease to the conscience of people like that. Because why are you trying to appease to PC players? They already have a PC and a laptop. They're in the PC world. So what's the point of the Steam machine, right? What's the point of the Steam Deck now at that price? I don't get it. Why would anybody buy that? You'd be better off going for a ROG Ally. This is way more powerful. Unless you just do not like Microsoft's Windows 11, and I can understand that. The attractive thing about Steam is its operating system and the Proton database. I'll give you that. Yeah, that's absolutely cool. And the way that they have their market going with gifts and all that, they have some cool stuff. There's no doubt about that, but we're not talking about that. Specifically, my biggest criticism on Valve has always been about their hardware. I think Steam is fine. It's a pirate app, you know what I mean? But they don't give a lot of games like yearly like Nintendo does, and Sony gives games yearly, even Microsoft does. So that's why I was like, no comparison, because you didn't never run a market where you're selling 100 million units plus and releasing exclusives consistently while getting third-party contracts and all that. That's way more work. You're an app on somebody else's install base. And that's just a fact. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing because Steam is amazing. You wouldn't want PC gaming to be what it is. Imagine removing Steam. Oh man, all you left with is a Windows Store and Epic. Oh man, and that's Microsoft for you. Somebody's always dominating in their world that's not them. Of course, they're not dominating their own platform. We kind of get that idea, but they've been trying to improve the Xbox app. It says right here, source, Steam Deck sales reportedly fell by 82% after price hikes. So we kind of get that idea right here straight up. And we got another article that we're going to be looking at right here as we go down to the next one, Pirate Nation. Valve's massive Steam Deck, he says it price increase may have hit sales much harder than expected. I expected this. Who's buying that? Same thing. Who's buying a Steam machine? According to estimates based on IDC shipment data, Steam Deck sales dropped around 80% after Valve raised prices in May. And right here, they had a shipment of 352,000 Steam Decks before they did that, and it went down to 71,000. Yeah, that's 5 times down. If you do 7 times 5, that's 350, right? Just saying. So that's like, ooh, you could do like 500%. Over the next 2 months, a decline of nearly 80% in that spectrum, though. And so like weekly, they're just not moving anything. And this is what I was trying to tell Steam fanboys. Oh, they don't have enough Steam machines. Why would they not have more Steam machines than Steam Decks? They want to sell that more. They were able to at least get 71,000 in those 2 months because they're putting more stock into the Steam machine. Trust me. So it's just not selling like people thought it would. Of course not. Look at the price. It's outrageous. This guy says Steam Deck is temporary anyway. I played on one for a while, and in the end, it's just sitting there collecting dust. Yeah, because why would you need it? It's so outdated, like big time. Julie says his wasn't a modest price adjustment. Valve raised OLED models 44 to 46%, blaming what's called the Rampocalypse memory cost crisis, and discontinued the cheaper LCD model entirely on purpose because they only want to sell you high overpriced nonsense. That's removing the low price entry at the same time as hiking the remaining SKUs. That's what I was trying to tell you. That's not an accident. It's because I want to make a lot more money off of you, and I feel like some of my Steam fanboys are gullible enough to go and buy it. That's literally what they're saying. Like I said, there's no way to justify this because why isn't the Nintendo Switch 2 going up by $150? Because Nintendo's subsidizing. And they also know that it's the intelligent thing to do, and you can make money off of other aspects in the Nintendo world. Valve could do the same thing. They are, where most of their money is third-party vampiring or pirating. So why not take a loss and build a huge install base with the Steam machine? Steam Deck, you could have done the same thing and get people more into your ecosystem where you're making more money consistently. This is what I didn't understand. It's like, why would you think that you're going to be making more money off of hardware? Unless you knew that you would get away and sell like 30 million like that. And it's like, oh yeah, you got away with murder then. That's crazy. But if you could just sell like $150 or $100 off, I think the Steam machine should be cheaper than that, $200 in its price, and even break even, right? Or take a little bit of a loss, you will be getting more people into your ecosystem. That's what PlayStation has always done historically. And look at them. That's what Xbox has always done. Nintendo always sold at a profit or barely neutral, but even then their software sells so much. And now you can make more money than ever because of online microtransactions and digital. So it doesn't make sense for me to try to price out people when you can get them in your ecosystem and make more money from software. It's not an argument, it's a realization. Search says weak PC hardware at PS5 Pro prices is definitely going to kill sales. The Switch 2 is $500. No, it's not. It's $449. It's not that till September. And they were even giving you Mario Kart World, which is a $70 game, in that $500 bundle, saving you $20. So people are buying Switch 2 over Steam Deck any day of the week. Why would you not? Way more powerful, all those exclusives, amazing features. You have third-party support now more than ever, and you're getting some of Xbox games and all that. Why would you not do that? It's absolutely amazing. I love the Switch 2. So this right here is literally saying everything, guys. This guy says, if only there was some very specific reason they had to up the prices for everything, if only we had an answer to why every electronic is starting to go up, they were forced because of Altman and AI. Well, we know that, but Valve is jacking up the price more than necessary. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They did it more than PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. And they don't sell that much. That's what I don't understand. So you're telling me that people don't want to buy an overpriced product? Ah, wow, what a shocking revelation. Exactly. That's because the price increase was insane and absolutely not worth buying at this point. Good device, but currently it's not worth the asking price. There's nobody that is agreeing with this. This guy says the only alternative was to permanently cease production. Until the prices went down, why not? Work on Steam Deck too. As they were likely told to take a crap, I guess, or get off the pot at the manufacturer so that they can change out the production line. Subsidizing hardware is over. Don't think consoles are safe from this. Prices will keep rising. Anyways, this guy says, it's sad. Steam Deck is an awesome device. I play it daily, even though I have high-end PC. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that if you want. But the Switch 2 is declared winner by a mile, and it's not even close. Just saying. There's no way this thing should be twice the price of a Switch 2. What? Get out of here. Yeah, so yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. As usual, this is where Valve just decided to go down the greedy anti-consumer route. They didn't have to jack up the price by that much, but they chose to do it by $300. That's absolutely insane. There is no defending this to me. Definitely when your hardware is that outdated and the Switch 2 is eating your lunch in comparisons. Nothing to talk about. You ain't got no exclusives either. And you don't have a docked on-the-go aspect. It doesn't make your Steam machine more powerful. So like I said, remember, Nintendo jacked the price up by only $50 and they made you wait all the way to September. It's still not even in effect yet. Valve did $300 later.